We're excited to get back out here and play on Sunday against a really well-coached, hard-nosed, tough Butler team. Obviously we played them a few weeks back. They're going to be physical. I think they're one of the more physical teams in our league defensively. They're disciplined. They make you earn your points. They never beat themselves. They got a tremendous senior point guard in Aaron Thompson, who to me is as good of a defender as there is in our entire league, but he also sets the table for their offense. They run a lot of offense through him, whether it's off his drives, his pick and rolls, posting him up a lot more now than they did kind of going into our game one. But they're going to play through him, and he has an ability to make guys better on their team. I think Bo Hodges, who I think the first game back it was our game that he was able to play this year. Bo Hodges has really changed their team, made their team better, in my opinion. Just his versatility and toughness on both ends of the floor, I think, adds a different dimension to their team. And we're preparing as if Bryce Enzie's playing. Right, he's one of their better players. They didn't have him last game against Marquette, but we're preparing as if he's going to play. He's a really good player as well. Him and Golden make a really good 1-2 punch in the interior for him. So, but we're excited to get back out here, and I want to see our defense progress. Can't get any worse than it was against St. John's, but we got to get a heck of a lot better on that end.
If you've got a question, please use the raise hand button at the bottom. Our first question, Adam.
Hey, Travis. Has Brian Griffin been able to return to practice? Will he be able to play on Sunday?
He has not practiced. I don't know if he'll play. So I don't have a definitive answer on that right now.
Go ahead, Adam.
You mentioned your defense, and you've had a couple days of practice to sort of work on it. And have you noticed, have any guys in your mind responded the right way in practice on that end of the floor, trying to get better?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys obviously, and I think, Adam, you may have even asked us after the game, do our guys have an understanding of our system? And they do. I mean, they know exactly what to do. They just got to do it. It comes down to the discipline to do it. Part of it's effort. I think a bigger part of our issue is the discipline piece, executing our defensive system. So I think our guys, they know what we need to do, and they know we have to do it in order to have the success that we want to have as a team here. And we don't have weeks to figure it out. We have days to figure it out. And, I feel like we kind of went back to day one of practice. And that's kind of how we've retaught it, going back to the first, like I said, first day of practice. And I thought it was good. I thought guys had the right attitude. I thought guys went really, really hard. We went the day after. We got in about 5 a.m. on whatever morning that was. I think the game was on Tuesday. Yeah, the game was Tuesday night, so we got in about 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And we practiced that day at 3. And we went really hard. We watched every defensive possession from the St. John's game. And then we practiced really hard, all defense, for about an hour and a half. And it was good. Guys were competing. The effort was there, but again, I think just continually, like I said, reteaching our system in a lot of ways. I saw some growth. Then we took yesterday off, so today will be our second practice since the St. John's game, so hopefully we can continue to build on that.
Next question, Andy Mack.
Travis, I know it's dangerous to assume, but I haven't seen any additions to the schedule. Do we get what we see 5 games left in the regular season?
Yeah, it's uncertain, Andy. I don't know. It just kind of depends where we are. Again, I think obviously this year is unique. Usually the schedule is the schedule, right? What you see is what you get, but you could get a pop-up game here or there. We tried on a couple different opponents. They decided to go with other teams. So again, we're only going to play any games that make sense for us. Like I've said, we're not playing any quad 3, quad 4 games. We're not doing that. It's got to be quad 1 or quad 2, and I prefer it to be on the road if possible.
Adam?
When you're sort of battling one end of the floor like you are defensively right now, do you mess with practice at all in terms of like how much time you spend working on defense? Do you up that a little bit, that since you guys have been struggling?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely did. That's all we worked on Wednesday. That's all we did, for an hour and a half straight. So yeah, I mean, like we're doing a little bit more defensive fundamentals than honestly probably normally at this point in the season you would do, right? I mean, but we have to. We got to go back to square one, back to day one, like I said. So yeah, we're spending a little bit more time on that end. We're trying to keep practice tight at the same time. Like you can't practice 2.5 hours right now. If you do, then you're going to lose your guys. We're at the end of the season. We got to keep our guys mentally fresh, physically fresh, but they also, again, got to reteach our system.
Andy Mack?
Travis, you mentioned after the St. John's game that all your goals are still gettable, are still possible. What are the goals?
We keep that kind of in our locker room, Andy, but obviously, I mean, you can put 2 and 2 together on all that. Like I think with some of our goals, like we can continue to win it. We can have a chance to win a Big East championship. We can have NCAA tournament, the whole deal. So 90% of college basketball teams would love to switch positions with where we are, where our resume is right now, and we have to finish the race. And I think somebody asked after the game, I don't know who it was, do you feel a sense of urgency right now? Man, we always feel urgency. And if you don't, then you're in the wrong freaking business and wrong career, and we got the wrong guys, So I don't care who we play, where it's at, when the game is. If it's in November, if it's in February, you better have urgency, or else you're going to get embarrassed.
Adam?
I know that the last 2 games haven't gone the way that you would have liked them to have gone. But as Andy just alluded to in his question, and you mentioned it after the St. John's game, the fact that your goals are still all there. Is there, even though you have stumbled these last 2 games, like, is there an excitement knowing that you guys still have to go out there and win games? You still have to perform to get to the NCAA tournament. I would imagine that in a season like this, like, that can almost be like a unifying thing for a team. The fact that your back is a little bit against the wall in terms of you have to go out there and win.
Yeah, I don't know if our back's against the wall, but I do think, I think the unifying piece, I think you're right on, Adam. I do. I think, our guys, we have a together group. I've met with each guy individually since coming back from St. John's just to continue to make sure that they're clear on where they stand on their role on our team. What we need from each individual. And each guy to a man understands, man, they just want to win, right? And I think that's really important. That's probably the most important thing that you can have at this point in the season, right? Usually what happens a lot of times is guys start checking out. They do. They start thinking about, well, and maybe I can go here in 3 weeks, man. I can't wait until practice is over, or I can't wait until where's my next stop going to be? Am I going to go play professionally? Am I going to get in the transfer portal? I would say that's, again, a lot of kids right now. A lot of teams are battling that right now as we speak. And I think, to a man on our team, I think we got all guys on board, which is really, really important. And I think those guys all understand, like, we gotta live in the present, man. Enjoy the process. Enjoy each game. This is the best time of the year. This is what we all work for, and it's right in front of us, like you said. And to have that unifying front, even with some of the guys that aren't playing, it really shows the character of some of our guys in our locker room.
Next question, Dickie.
Coach, can you give me three keys real quick for the game against Butler?
Yeah, I think always with Butler, the team that you can't turn it over, number one. It's going to be a low possession game. It's going to be a really low possession game. Like last game, we played the fastest team in our league in St. John's. This game's going to be the slowest. So it's going to be a snail's pace, and you have to maximize your possession. So you got to get a shot up on the rim. That's number one. I think you got to take care of it. Number two, you have to embrace the physicality. They're not going to be blocking your shot at the rim or anything like that, but they are physical. They're strong physically. They're going to chest you. You're going to have to finish through contact. You're going to have to drive through contact. They're handsy on defense. And then on the other end, it's the same thing. They're going to duck you in. They're going to play buddy ball between Golden and Enzi. They're physical. So I think embracing physicality would be number 2. Then I would say 3, we got to get out and transition. We have to. That's advantage us. And I said that the game's going to be played at a slower pace because they take their time on the offensive end, but we got to get out and go. The more possessions there are, the advantage Xavier. The less possessions there are, I think that's advantage Butler.
You guys being off and, like you said, not having time to practice and coming right into playing a game versus a high-octane team, a high-speed transition team. Was it anything, was it one, knowing that defense could be possibly shaky, was it one thing you said to the team, like, we need to kind of deliberate on our pace or deliberate on our decisions to move? Was it one thing going into that game against a fast team, not practicing anymore, practice for a while, that you said to them?
I think the number one thing going into that game, Dickie, was obviously taking care of the ball, right? I think they turn over teams at a 21% rate. St. John's does, which is an incredible rate. We took care of the ball. If you would have told me we would only had 8 turnovers and we were going to lose the game, I would have said absolutely no way. We played fast. We play fast in general. That's kind of who we are, though, too. So it's like, did we take a few quick shots? Probably. But they were open. I mean, we had a lot of open looks. I mean, I probably wouldn't have traded the looks that we had, to be honest, Dickie. Like, we got to man up. And our defense was the problem at the beginning of the game. So it wasn't like, hey, it was a second-half issue just when our guys got tired. It was at the very beginning. I mean, we weren't guarding the ball. We weren't jumping to the ball. We were getting face cut. We weren't getting back in transition. We weren't talking. I mean, you could go on and on and on. And it's like, man, that's our base system. That's not like anything scouting specific, which you go into different games and you say, hey, like, this is a scouting specific thing that we got to go over. That's all of our base, right? I mean, like, that's stuff we work on day one. And that when it never changes. And we got to get that back. And whether we tried zone, we tried man, we tried our bench, we tried zone press, we were trying to just throw something to see if it sticks on the wall, and nothing was working. And give St. John's a lot of credit. They're playing really well right now. But I think we definitely hurt ourselves, especially on that defensive end, by not executing our defensive system. And that's got to change. I don't care if you play slow, fast, doesn't matter. you got to be able to get stops, sit in a stance, and get it done on that end, or else you're not going to win in this league.
Andy Mack.
Travis, again, I'm assuming, but I guess the league has no choice but to rank teams by winning percentage. So, your upside is rather extreme here with 5 games left at 500. I mean, that's got to be an optimistic note.
Yeah, it is. Like, I think obviously we have some good opportunities here, and they're going to go by the win percentage. Unfortunately, we've missed a lot of Big East games. We'd love to play them all, right? I mean, if everything was normal. So, but yeah, I think it does give us some upside, right? Like you said, Andy. I mean, if we can get some wins here, our win percentage is going to go through the roof.
Any other questions for Coach? Thanks, Travis.
Thanks.